What's up, guys? Welcome back. My name's Jaden. Here is how to stop masturbating and watching porn. And this is a very sensitive topic for me, or this is very embarrassing, guys. But I want to help you guys because this was by far probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to overcome in my life, and huge struggle for me, guys. Like I know I'm laughing and smiling about it now, but truly it was just so hard for me to overcome. And I want to share with you guys where I came from, like how it started and how I overcame it, and give you guys the tips that really helped me finally overcome it. So like guys, I tried for literally like 8 years to overcome it, and I finally did, and it was so worth it to overcome it. But anyways, I'm gonna get right into it, guys. I got my computer here, so I'm gonna share with you guys some stuff. But it started when I was like 12 years old. I would literally watch porn on Instagram before they blocked it, and also other websites. I did it for years. Like I said, I literally did it for uh for so many years, like over 5 years, guys. It was bad. And literally every few nights I would watch porn, I'd jack off, and then I'd feel so guilty and ashamed after. And nothing seemed to work. Like eventually I got to the point where I was like, dude, I'm done. Like I don't want to watch porn. I don't want to masturbate anymore. And I tried to delete apps. I tried to turn on like safe search. I'm sure if you guys have watched videos to overcome this, some people have said try safe search, turn it on so that way you can't look up any of the websites and stuff, but I would just turn it off. Yeah, I tried sitting down, I tried doing push-ups whenever I felt the urge, or like whenever they said like if you have the urge at night, then just do something else, do push-ups or exercise or whatever. I tried that didn't work, and it's just like the urge got so strong to where it literally felt like I was dependent on it. Like I needed it to survive almost. Like it felt like if I didn't, masturbate or whatever, it just felt like I was gonna die. I don't know if you can relate to that or what, but it got so strong and it really controlled my life, and it just gave me so much guilt and shame and just destroyed my confidence. I had such low self-esteem because of that. And sometimes I would successfully be able to stop watching porn or masturbating for like a week or so, but then I'd relapse. Like it was just so hard, guys, to overcome. Like honestly, it was so hard to finally just get over it and to beat those urges, because I'd done it for years, and those urges had just kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And porn, it just seemed like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to get over it until one day for me, and this is embarrassing, but I remember my friend was joking about me how I loved Ahsoka from Star Wars, like I'm sure you guys know the character, but jokingly, and he was joking about like, oh, how I probably would watch porn about her or something like that. He had no idea at the time that I watched it, but watched porn, but that made me stop dead in my tracks. Like I'll never forget it, because literally when he said that, it was so close to home, because that night, the night before, I literally had watched a pornographic video about with Ahsoka in it. It was literally as if he said the exact thing I watched last night, and I was like, him saying that made me feel so guilty, so ashamed. I just like hit rock bottom, and I hit an emotional threshold, and I said, no more. I'm never watching this again. This has controlled my life for too damn long, and I am fucking done letting it control my life. And I quit cold turkey right then and there, watching porn. Like that was it for me. That was my threshold. It was so embarrassing, and the pain had just built up over the years from that. I was just like, I am done right now. I don't give a fuck. I am done watching it for good. And so I stopped watching porn, but I was still masturbating. I was still jacking off almost every night, sometimes more than once a night. And instead of watching porn, I would use my imagination. I would fantasize and masturbate to that. And it got so bad because I would think about like pretty girls in my class or that I've seen around, and I would jack off to that. I would get aroused by that, and it made me more of a pervert towards women. It really did, and like it was so bad, guys. Like it fucking sucked. It was terrible. Like I'd stare at their like I'd be at the gym or something. I'd like stare at, I'd be staring at them or whatever, staring at their ass or something. It was terrible, guys. It was so bad, and it made me so afraid and so unconfident around women. So afraid because I just felt so ashamed about jacking off or getting aroused to that or staring at them and doing all this stuff. My behavior, it just made me feel so embarrassed, and like I just felt so depressed and so just beating myself up constantly. I just felt like there was no way out. Like there was nothing I could do about it. And this went on for probably 2 years of doing that and fantasizing and masturbating and stuff like that basically every night, until again the guilt and the shame just got so bad. It built up so bad to, again, I had enough. I vowed. I was like, dude, I must. Like I promised myself, like literally, I fucking must stop fantasizing about women, about girls, and I stopped it for because I had struggled so long with it. Like I said, I felt dependent on it. Like I needed to jack off or get aroused or whatnot. And I want to share with you guys now the biggest things that have helped me overcome that. Finally overcome being dependent on masturbating and watching porn and fantasizing about women. I've successfully been able to eliminate all of that from my life. And so here are the biggest tips that I have for you guys that finally made me overcome this. First is to make it a must in your life. When you hit an emotional threshold, then you will make the changes that you need to in order to overcome this. And so right now, decide, like, this is the priority. This is priority number one in your life. Doesn't matter. Even more important than school, than business, and everything else. Like, this has to be your number one focus. This has to be a must in your life. And by doing that, you can, some things that helped me in the beginning were to think of all the painful reasons for why I must stop this. Like, what happens if I don't overcome this right now? What happens? What will this cost me emotionally, financially, physically, relationship-wise if I don't overcome this right now? If I don't stop watching porn, if I don't stop masturbating or fantasizing about women, what will this cost me in my life? And list out all the reasons. Like, literally, I still have notes on my phone to this day about all these reasons, literally like over 50 reasons about why I must stop this. And I even exaggerated those reasons. I said, I'll never be able to find a wife. I'll never have a girlfriend if I keep doing this, or I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life, or I'm going to be so afraid and so unconfident. I'm going to be homeless because of this. This is going to just ruin my life, and I'm not going to be able to make progress in my life. It's just like, I just stacked so many painful reasons for why I have to overcome this right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, fucking today, right now. And that helps so much. And I'll get into this in a minute, but I also stacked the pleasurable reasons. What will be the benefits of me finally overcoming this? Because you can't just have painful reasons for why you have to stop this. You also need to replace it with an empowering alternative. Obviously, you were masturbating, you were watching porn for a specific reason originally. Now it's gotten to the point to where it's just an uncontrollable urge. It's more of an addiction. But originally you did it for some reason. And most of the time, like for me, it was to get out of stress. It was to relieve stress. It was a stress reliever at night. And I realized there are some other things I could be doing to relieve stress that wasn't watching porn, that wasn't masturbating and stuff like that. And I'll get into that in just a second, guys. But again, first decide, stack the reasons why you must eliminate this right now, the painful reasons and the pleasurable reasons, and make this a must. Make this the priority in your life. Like, you are deciding you are never doing this again, starting right now. And the second thing is to adopt some new empowering beliefs. These two beliefs really helped me, guys, to realize I could be free from this finally. And after over 8 years, guys, of doing this, like, this was I really needed these beliefs. These beliefs really helped me to realize, hey, dude, there is hope. There's hope for me to overcome this addiction. And so here are the two beliefs I want to give you guys. First is addictions are weak and have zero power over me. Addictions are weak and have zero power over me. And the second belief is I am easily able to overcome any addiction. I am easily able to overcome any addiction. And by saying that, I said that to myself, wrote that down on my phone. I said that to myself over and over and over again. And that just helped me. It helped me re-believe that, hey, I am in control. I can control this. I can stop this. It gave me hope that I could overcome these addictions. Because whatever you say to yourself consistently will become true for you. You'll eventually believe it if you say it to yourself over and over again. Then you will eventually believe that, yes, I can easily overcome this. Addictions are weak and don't have power over me. And so those two beliefs, I think, can really serve you guys, as it served me. The third thing is to know your triggers. Know, when you tend to watch porn or masturbate. Is it when you're home alone? Is it at nighttime? For me, it was at nighttime, so it's dark out. It's right before bed. It's just a way for me to unwind and relax. And this goes back to the first thing I was saying, where, originally you were doing it for some reason. Most of the time it's stress relief, but it could be for something else. But just notice that and realize that, okay, we have to come up with an empowering alternative for this to relieve stress. So it could be having an evening ritual. It could be a ritual where maybe you work out. It could be maybe you relax at night. You could watch a movie, and then you could you could read the Bible. You could ask yourself empowering questions. But by doing something like that to relieve stress, then that can be a great empowering alternative that will basically eliminate your need to perform and to masturbate and watch porn. But again, guys, I think it's, for most people, it's not that, sure, it helps relieve stress, but I think it's gotten to the point to where it's become an addiction, an uncontrollable and an involuntary addiction, to where it just happens out of habit. We've done it so many times, and it's just out of habit that we'll masturbate or whatever. And so I think before we do that, before we decide an empowering alternative, there's a couple other things we need to do. And this tip right now, if you don't listen to anything else in this video, I want you to pay attention to this. This by far was the biggest thing, I believe, was the number one thing that allowed me to overcome this, that allowed me to stop fantasizing about women, to stop masturbating, to stop watching porn. And it was that I learned not to listen to the voice inside my head. I learned not to listen to that voice in my head telling me, oh, just one more time, just masturbate one more time, just tonight, and then that's it, then we're done. That mind, the voice inside your head telling you to do these certain things, that we get so caught up, it keeps overwhelming us because it keeps talking, it doesn't stop. And we believe it's us. And so reading certain books like The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer, Living Untethered also by Michael Singer, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, these books help me realize I am not my thoughts and you are not your thoughts. That may sound kind of airy-fairy, that may sound kind of way out there, but it helped me so much to overcome this addiction. So I realized, hey, this voice inside my head is not actually me. It's just the addiction talking. And so because it's not me, I didn't listen to it as much. There are tons of different exercises in these books that helped me to detach and disassociate from the voice inside my head. And so how, you guys need to get these books. Please, get these books, because these really helped. They saved me. They literally were the reason why I was able to overcome this. So get these books, guys. I'll link to them in the description. You guys can buy them on Amazon. But please get them and read them and really apply what they say, because they really changed my life. This is what allowed me to overcome this addiction finally, even more important than the other tips in here. But this was the biggest thing. And And there's one exercise from Michael Singer's book, The Untethered Soul, that I do want to mention to you to give you an insight on, and hopefully you can start to do this even right now before you get the book. This really helped me to not identify with the voice inside my head, because remember, that's just the addiction talking. That's just the addiction trying to get you to feed it even more. But here's the exercise. So imagine the voice inside your head is your roommate. Okay? Imagine you have a roommate, and it's another person standing right next to you, and his name's Jimmy. All right? So look at Jimmy right now. Picture Jimmy. Picture a roommate standing right next to you. And anytime the voice inside your head says anything, see it as Jimmy talking. See the voice inside your head not as you, but see it as Jimmy, your roommate. See it as him talking. So whatever voice, whatever thought pops into your head, see Jimmy saying that out loud. And watch the words come out of his mouth. Watch whatever it is. Watch him say it. Okay? By doing this, you are gaining separation between you and the voice inside your head. It makes it so much easier for you to not identify with the voice inside your head because you're seeing it as another person. You're seeing it as separate from you. And that helped me so much, guys. Like, I literally still do that exercise to this day in my head. And that helped me so much realize, hey, I'm not my thoughts. This voice inside my head is not me. It's just Jimmy. Oh, and anytime that those thoughts come up about masturbating or watching porn, just see it's Jimmy talking. Just be like, oh yeah, that's just Jimmy going on again. That's just Jimmy doing his thing. He's just talking. And by watching him, that can also help you to quiet your mind. It can help you, like I said, it helps you not identify with your thoughts. And if you don't identify with your thoughts, if you don't identify with the voice inside your head, if you don't listen to it, then that's where the power comes. Then you are free from its control. So, like I said, when you reframe the voice that way, it loses control over you, because then you no longer see the voice as you. You see it as someone else. You see it as something outside of yourself. And that's really what let me be free, because then, like my voice would go on and on and on about like, oh, you need to masturbate right now. Like, just do it one more time. And it wouldn't shut up. And I would finally cave in and be like, okay, fine. After like literally like 30 minutes, an hour of doing that at nighttime. And so when I learned not to listen to the voice, I was able to quiet my mind more easily. I was able to just see, oh, that's just Jimmy talking. That's just my roommate. And it didn't have power over me. And the funny thing is, when I saw that as Jimmy, when I didn't see it as me, the voice went away. It quieted down. I didn't hear it as much. I haven't heard it as much because, again, I don't listen to it. I don't listen to it as much. And so that was the biggest thing, guys. That was the biggest thing. And there are a couple other tips I want to give you guys that really helped me as well. And tip number 5 is to list the benefits of not feeding this addiction. Like I said earlier, you want to come up with all the painful reasons for why you must overcome this right now today. And the other part of it is to come up with pleasurable reasons. What will be the benefit if I do overcome this right now? And so here's what I listed. Like, literally, I have the exact notes that I typed out like several years ago of what I said, and I want to share them with you guys. I want to share with you guys at least a couple of them. But here's some of the benefits that I'll get if I stop masturbating and watching porn. Is everything in my life will just work better. I'll feel even happier than I do now, and I'll be able to maintain my inner peace. I'll have more energy in general. I'll be able to focus better. I'll be more excited and give so much value to people through my online businesses. I'll be able to feel so much more confident about me achieving my goals, and my life will become effortless. I'll be able to have an even greater time with my friends. When we band together once again, it will be a legendary time, and I will find a solution to things quicker. Things will suddenly click and come together. More amazing things will show up in my life just because I'm not feeding this bad habit. I will feel even more confident around hot girls. I will be able to talk to them and have a great conversation with them while feeling so calm and relaxed and confident. I'll be able to tap into the mega genius side of me that will help me to achieve my goals literally 100 times faster. I'll feel so proud of myself knowing for a fact that I'm not feeding this bad habit, and that will unlock my freedom side. I will give even more amazing compliments to beautiful girls, and they will feel so happy about that and smile at me. I will get a million times better sleep. I will unlock tons of different benefits that were unknown to me until now. And guys, those are just some of the benefits that I listed, but list as many as you can. The more reasons you have to do something, then the more you'll be committed to it, and the more likely it will be that you will actually achieve it, that you will finally overcome this. And so here are the good news, guys. Like, once you stop feeding this habit and replace it with an empowering alternative, like it could be exercising, it could be reading at night, it could be anything, you know, it could be reading the Bible, it could be asking yourself empowering questions, it could be affirmations, it could be listening to affirmations or guided sleep meditations. That was actually another great thing that really helped me overcome this, is instead of, you know, if the voice in your head is still going and, you know, it's still bothering you, what you can do is listen to guided sleep meditations on YouTube each night, and you can fall asleep to those. So that way you basically, you just delay and don't listen to that voice, and you fall asleep to that. And so that can get you through the hardest time, which is usually nighttime when we're in bed. That's usually when we feel like masturbating or watching porn. But like I said, if you stop feeding this habit and replace it with an empowering alternative, eventually it will die and it will lose its grip on you. And each day you refuse to indulge in this habit equals 10 days faster you'll overcome it. And it's because of momentum, guys. You'll get momentum after the first day, the first 2 days, first week. You'll gain even more momentum. It'll be easier to eliminate this habit and keep it at bay. And when you stop feeding this bad habit, like I said, you'll feel so much more confident, even the first week. And if you relapse, you know, don't beat yourself up. Just say, hey, no problem, and move on. And this leads to tip number 6, is take it one day at a time. Each day is like a little mission. All right? Don't keep track of how long you haven't indulged in it, because I know for me that discouraged me when I said, oh, dude, let's go. I've been like 3 weeks. 3 weeks I haven't masturbated or watched porn. That discouraged me, because if I relapse, then I'll say, dude, I just ruined 3 weeks of progress. Like, now I got to start all over again. You don't want to frame it that way. You're not starting over. You simply hit a pothole, but you keep driving. It's not that you failed and you got to start from day one again. No, you just continue on. You're still on that 3-week streak. You got to frame it in your mind like that. It's not, you know, like I said, you hit a pothole, but you keep going. You don't stop driving. You keep going. All right. You don't start from the destination you were at when you began. You're just right there. You just hit a pothole and you keep driving. And so you never lose your progress. That's why I say don't keep track. Because it's like, what are you going to, you know, are you just going to tell people that you lasted longer this time? Like, no, this is a lifestyle change. You're not just doing this for a few days, few weeks, few months, and then that's it and going back to it. No, this is a lifestyle change. So you don't need to keep track of it. All right. And so, you know, like I said, that's what matters. Don't, you know, if you relapse, don't beat yourself up. Be like, that's fine. Don't frame it as a relapse. Just see it as a pothole. Just see it as a bump in the road. Just be like, okay, I hit a bump in the road. That's okay. So I relapsed so many times, guys, literally dozens of times, but I didn't see it that way. I didn't see it as like, oh, I ruined all my progress. Now I got to start over. I just saw it as like, hey, let's just keep going forward. Same thing at the gym. Like, you know, if you are trying to hit like 12 reps or whatever on bench press or whatever, if you only get 10, you're not just like, well, I'm going to give up going to the gym. I got to start all over. No, you're just like, okay, well, next set we'll try again. You got to have the same attitude with this, guys. You know, this is not just take it one day at a time. Take it one day at a time. That's another thing too that helped, because I was making it in my mind like, oh my gosh, I got to last for months. I got to last for months because that was like my record, and I got to beat my record. That's also why I say don't keep track, because take it one day at a time. Just be like, hey, we don't care about tomorrow, whatever. Like, you know, we don't care about next week. Just focus on today. Just don't watch porn. Don't masturbate today. Don't worry about tomorrow, you know, next week, whatever. Just focus on today. And if you win today, then you can win tomorrow too. Just take it one day at a time. Keep things simple. Keep things small. All right. So I hope this video helps, guys. These are all the tips that I have for you guys, but I really hope that this video helps. I don't know how long I've been talking for, but guys, this was so hard for me to overcome, and I don't want you guys to suffer and for it to take as long as it took me to overcome this. So I hope these tips can help you guys, and know that there's hope for you. There's sure as hell help for you. You can and you will overcome this. You will overcome this. I know it, dude. I believe in you. Just use these empowering beliefs. Remember, addictions are weak and have zero power over me. I can easily overcome any addiction. Believe that. Take them one step at a time. Get the books like A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, Untethered Soul, Living Untethered by Michael A. Singer. Get those books, read them. Learn to not listen to the voice inside your head. That's the biggest thing, because when you don't listen to that voice anymore, it loses all control over you. Any addiction will lose control over you. So I hope this video helps you guys. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I love y'all. Take care. I will see you guys in the next video.